What's up, YouTube? I'm back. So yesterday I went ahead and finished clearing the trunk on the bike. So I got it all put back together, give you guys a final view on it, and I'm working on something else. Basically, everything with the Vaquero is not easy because they don't make a bunch of parts for it like Harley. So I have to rig up some stuff so I can make my bike look different than everybody else's. So I'll show you guys the trunk real quick. So there's the bike with the paint match. Change the speakers out, which I will still be doing a video on that. I just haven't had a chance. That's what it looks like. I like the look of it. The whole point of me making this bracket here was for it to sit real low, kind of like a low rider style bike. So I think I put a lot of hours in making that thing, and I think it came out pretty sweet. So the paint matches pretty close. It's not 100%. Only the haters will notice. But that's the speakers. DS18. Trunk lid, everything all back. So what I'm working on today is headlight. So I bought this pretty sweet headlight here off Amazon. Comes with this bracket here, which, go figure, it's for a Harley. Hey, everything's for fucking Harley. Anyway, I gutted my light bracket. I started doing it and forgot to record. So I gutted my bracket, which is pretty straightforward. I can still put it all back together if I can't figure this out. But basically, my bracket sits like this. And you have some screws here, this one here that is for your adjustment. It goes onto there. And your light comes in here, bolts all together. So I just gutted it. Should have recorded it, but didn't. So now I'm trying to take this bracket here and make it work so I can use the light. If I can't use the light, then I'll just send it back and buy a different one. But everything for the Vaquero is stupid expensive. I mean, they're telling like $200-300 for just a bracket. You can buy a light for $80 on Amazon for Harley all day. Still love my Vaquero, but it's just my workaround so that other people can do it too. So basically, I'm gonna try to do this without welding. If I need to weld, then I will. But basically, I gutted it because this bracket will fit right inside there. Okay, and this light is sandwiched in there. That's how it's held. Okay, so I'm gonna try a couple things. I might record it. We'll see. So basically, it'll sit in here like that. So I'm gonna try it. See if I can't maybe use some bolts and some washers and sandwich it. And if I can, then great. That way, if I ever have an issue, I can just take it off. But if I got to weld it, it's not a big deal because then I have options. I can buy different lights and just put it in. It's not a huge deal. So, all right, I'll go ahead and record and see what we come up with. So I'm gonna walk you through this as I do it. So here's my plan. Right? Fits in there pretty good. So, because I really don't want to weld it, just because if I have to return this light, something comes up, I don't want to make it a permanent deal and then I get stuck with it. So I'm going to take, these actually are the screws or bolts and screws that came off the OEM cover that hold this together. Here, let me go get out. But you'll know because you've already got into this point, I guess. Basically, this is the OEM cover for the Vaquero, like that, right? That's where your bulb sits in there and all this goofy stuff. So these are automatically on there, no washers though, just automatically on there. So what I'm doing is I'm taking screws that came with it, This is your bottom point. You can take it out, really, it's not needed. I'm trying to line these up. And, oh yeah, on another note, part of the reason I need this bracket is because this is what your front light cover bolts to. So, you know, they don't think about this stuff on Amazon. They don't really care. Anyway, bam. And I have longer screws if I need it. I'm trying to keep it centered. I think it's gonna work. I'm gonna go with longer 3/16 bolts, stainless bolts, because if you look here, your lock nut isn't all the way touching, so with the vibration of the bike, it could come loose and your light could fall off. So I'm gonna go ahead and change those later, but just to mock it up and make sure that it's gonna look good and work, I'm gonna leave it. Here's the problem I'm running into with this light. If you twist it, it has these tabs. Those tabs are supposed to line up here. So I have to figure something out, but see, it'll work, but my light is crooked now. I need it to be somewhere like that. Then they're pretty solid. Let's see if I can set it up, mock it up somewhere. Now I'm running into an issue on this one. This one here is hitting here. So I don't want to notch anything. I'm gonna just go ahead and try to move the bolts in different places. I got it figured out. You'll have to play with it. I mean, you're customizing, so anything you customize, you gotta move stuff around. You may have to cut some stuff. Yeah, so I ended up moving a couple of these around to spots where I didn't mind cutting. Okay, somebody already drilled in here prior to me getting the bike, so maybe they had a different style light, or who knows. Anyway, I just notched a couple holes where my bolts are gonna go. I had to notch this one for the adjustment for those where the springs are. I had to notch that so it could sit in there, and looks like it's gonna fit pretty good. So I'm gonna install it, and that should be that. But you see, once you start getting into this custom scene here, where you put speakers and amps and stuff in the bike, look at where you end up with. You got a bird's nest. I mean, there's ways to clean it up, but you know, until I get it completely all done and know that I'm not ripping it apart anymore, that's how it's gonna stay. So I went ahead and put the longer bolts. So now the lock nuts are good. I know I don't have to worry about it shaking loose, vibrating loose. Put my cotter pins back in my adjustments. Right? So just real quick, people may be wondering why go through this hassle, why do it, why not buy the right one? Well, first off, like I said, Kawasaki does not make a whole lot of aftermarket parts, which to me is ridiculous. But I wanted to keep the bracket that came with the light because it has built-in adjustments. That's, you know, when I showed you the bolt with the cotter pins in it, that's these. So then that just saves me hassle from trying to figure out, okay, well, I want to use the light, but I want to adjust the light. Now I can't adjust the light. So now I just figured it out, and I did it this way so people who don't have welders can still do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and install it and show you guys a final product. I'll probably go ahead and paint the bolts. That way you really can't notice them. You can adjust it on the fly, which is good. So if your light's too high, you can just come out here with a long Allen extension and adjust them. Really can't notice it unless you're really in there, which I don't like people that close to my bike anyway. So that's it. New headlight, which I thought was going to be easy. I guess this bike, nothing on this bike is easy. FYI. Great bike though. I still can't knock it. It's still an awesome bike. So, hey everyone, I know you guys are watching the videos too. In order for me to keep doing this kind of stuff, I need you guys hit the like button, follow me, subscribe. I want to put on a lot more stuff, but in order for me to do that, I have to get more follows and more likes. All this stuff is paid for by me. I'm just doing it for the Kawasaki guys that are looking to upgrade and can't find anything. That's what made me do it. So if you can respect that, please give me a like and a follow. Later.